Carlos, did I miss the net? I thought I had one set up. Well, where should I go?
Oh, I have one open. I can close it and jump on yours.
All right, let's see. Should be up and running. Welcome everyone. This is Jason here, Cam6FAK. This is the Wednesday night 2-meter crew anti-net, or tech-net as we like to say. And tonight we're going to be talking about radios.
Looks like we're right there about 7 o'clock.
Stay tuned.
This is W6CRP. I'll be tonight's coordinator for the 2-meter crew anti-net. First of all, as always, I want to thank the supporters and owners of the W6BVR repeater and the Back Valley Radio Club for letting us use this repeater for the anti-net. Anytime during this anti-net, if there's any priority traffic, let us know and we'll clear the frequency. Is there any priority traffic at this time? And as always, 2-meter crew is not an actual club. We're just a handful of hams that like to hang out together, try to stay active, out there doing things, a little DXing, learning all things ham as we can. So there's no dues or fees to be a 2-meter crew member. For more info, you can log in either to the website, which is the number 2metercrew.com, or you can visit the Facebook site, which is the number 2MC. This is an open net and everybody's welcome, so please feel free to join in, add to it, it's all good. The 2-meter crew anti-net meets every Wednesday at 7 o'clock on the W6BVR repeater, which is 145.470, negative offset of 600 kilohertz. And a PL of 127.3 hertz. I'm now going to roll around and take check-ins. So we'll start with the folks on radios, straight old FM, and then I'll work over to the folks on EchoLink or other. So come slow, give me your call sign, make sure I get it right, and who's going to check in first?
Carlos in the group, Can6BXX, Michael from Carmichael. Good evening.
All right, bit of a double there. I think I got KM6BXX, Michael. Who else was on there?
Kilo 6, Charlie Whiskey, Sierra, Cliff. No traffic for you, Carlos.
Ah, it must have been a triple because that was another double there. Come again. Was that SQR Martinez? Gotcha, SQY. Who else was back there checking in?
K6 CWS. No traffic, Carlos.
All right, Cliff. How you doing? Who's checking in next?
KN6 ETB.
ETB, good evening. Who's checking in next?
KM6FAK. How's it going?
And FAK. Sounds like you're driving it kind of hard tonight.
Oh.
But Jason, welcome aboard. Imagine you got the feed going over there.
1, 2.
Who's checking in next?
Good feedback.
WG5 EEK, Mike in Vacaville.
1. 1.
KG5 EEK Mike, welcome aboard. And there was a double with you there. Who else was that behind that?
Yeah, 6UJH, Doug in Antioch.
Hey Doug, how are you tonight? And who's checking in next?
Good evening, Carlos and Annette. This is Kilo Foxtrot 6, Hotel, Dan in Woodland.
The Triple H from Woodland. How you doing, Dan? Who's checking in next?
K7CD, Folsom.
Fred here in Fairfield.
I got K7CD and I got Fred, so that must be W1FRD. How you doing, Fred? And TJ, how you doing? Who's checking in next?
6ACK, Daryl in Roseville.
Daryl in Roseville. A little bit in the noise. Come again one more time, slow.
Pepper 6 Alpha Charlie. Good.
You're a little bit down there in the noise. I believe it's ACK. Let me know if that's right.
Roger that.
All right. Yeah, you're a little noisy tonight. But all good. Who's next?
KE5DC, Bill in Vacaville. Good afternoon, Carlos.
KE5DC, good evening. Who's next?
WB6WYF, Mike in Vacaville. Good evening, all.
Mike, good evening. And who's checking in next?
6 DAL, Nick in Everett.
Nick, popping right in there. Are you on the node for us tonight?
That's a copy.
Hey, seems to be working good. Who's checking in next?
KN6, HKM, Chris and Clayton, Kilo November 6, Hotel Kilo Mike.
HKM, thank you for repeating that. I got you. Who's checking in next?
KK6TKS, David in Lake County.
KK6, PKS, David, good evening. Who's next?
6 NIK.
Is that a W6 NIK?
W6 NIK, Hidden Valley.
All right, good evening. Who's next?
86 DAN, Dan in Sacramento.
Good evening, Dan. Welcome. And who's checking in next?
KN6 GTT, Phil in Fairfield.
GTT, welcome aboard. Who's checking in next?
Kilo, India, 5 Foxtrot Mike, Echo, Texas.
And tonight. All right, any other check-ins for tonight? Come now.
AM6 ZTH.
WU1Q. KI5 FME, Texas.
U1Q. Good evening, Carlos. Good evening, everybody.
All right, got you Justin, got you Mitch, and KI5 FME, welcome aboard. Who else is checking in?
AM6 TAX.
Taxman, how you doing, Ted? Who else is checking in?
Kilo 6, Romeo, Quebec, Delta, stopping by.
KK6RQD, good evening. Who else is checking in?
Kilo Golf 6, Zulu Bravo November in Bakersfield.
KG6, ZBN, welcome aboard from Bakersfield. Who else is checking in?
KM6 UUQ.
Virus free, Sonoma County.
KM6 UUQ, gotcha. And PKJ, was that you in the background there, Rodney?
Yes, it was, Carlos. Checking in.
Alright, gotcha. Who else is checking in? EchoLink, AllStar, FM. Anybody else sitting out there to check in today?
WH6GHN, Brandon in Hawaii.
Make sure I got that right. Hawaii, WH6GHN.
That's correct.
Hey, see, it only takes me 6 or 8 times before I start remembering it. Who else is checking in? Alright, we'll come back around later for late check-ins. So we'll knock a few things out of the way. Website, Rodney, WH6PKJ. Heard you on there. You got any updates for the website?
No, not really. I just want to remind people that if they want to watch ham radio TV, there's a link right on the website to do that if they can't find it on YouTube. And one other thing, we've had a little bit of a growth spurt in our registered members on the website. We've got 225 now, and last week we had 200, so that's a little faster than usual. And that's about it. Thanks, Carlos.
Alright, thanks, Rod. And Jason, you want to give us an update and let us know where you're live streaming?
Yes, I do. How's my audio, by the way?
Much better.
Okay, yeah, still turning some knobs here in the studio, the bunker. Had a bit of a sound last week, and nobody told me. Anyways, I had to pull one of the filters off, and you might hear a little hum. That's the PL tone. We'll get to the bottom of that. But yeah, we're over here live streaming on Ham Radio TV. It's the YouTube channel I run, and I better check the comments because I haven't in a while, and things are going good. We got 28 viewers, and still kind of setting some stuff up. I always like to add new and exciting things, so I do encourage, if you're out there, to give it a watch. It's maybe a couple seconds behind. So, KM6FAK, back over to you, Carlos. Thanks for doing the net.
Yes, sir. Thanks for streaming it and keeping it out there. Let's see. I'm going to go to Mike, EEK. You want to give folks any updates on AllStar or EchoLink modes?
Sure thing, Carlos. This is WG5EEK. So something that we added last stream, and we've kind of tweaked a little bit, is the DMR link. So we've got a bridge from analog to DMR, so if you are wanting to get into the node or the repeater or the net through DMR, the talk group is 314-9964. That's 314-9964. And last time we had a little bit of an issues with it, and it sounded a little weak and a little bit robotic, so hopefully we fixed that. at least as much as we can, being digital. And then that's really the only thing I've done with the Node. We kind of created mostly my friend Brandon, has created a kind of a cool interface website that shows who's connected to the Node and grabs their picture from QRZ. So if you don't have a picture on QRZ and you're connected, it's going to say no pic when we look at it. But it's pretty neat. It grabs it. You can click on the picture. It goes to their profile. And hopefully Jason will be able to bring that up and show you on the video here in a little bit. I actually walked outside, so I don't know if he has or not. But yeah, that's all I got for now. I'm sure I'll chime in later. Back to you, Carlos.
Thank you much, Mike, and much appreciated all the work you do for the different modes to tune into this repeater and jump on the net. Let's see. Derek, I didn't hear Derek on for any Facebook updates. I'll give him a minute here. DJV, are you on?
KN6DAL, if he doesn't jump in, I can give a quick update on Facebook.
Perfect, Nick, you go ahead.
Yeah, Nick, KN6DAL here. I just wanted to throw out that we are at 97 members on Facebook, so we're only 30 away. So for any of you who haven't checked in, or who did check in tonight, that haven't jumped on Facebook and checked out our 2 Meter Crew page, you can go to 2MC, and you'll see everybody there. Feel free to jump in, and let's see if we can pop it over 100 this week. So yeah, lots of cool stuff. If you're looking for what people are doing throughout the day, or want to post a video or anything ham radio related, just feel free to jump in.
Yeah, thank you, Nick. Yeah, a lot of info popping up there between there and the website. You can always stay up to date on what the crew's doing. Not a lot right now, though. Everything's been canceled. The Loomis swap meet is canceled. And I've seen folks out there posting a bit. They're biting at the bit. Folks have studied up and they're ready to go test, and most meetings are canceled, so they can't test right now to get in, but hopefully that'll come back around pretty soon. Let's see, any other 2MC planned events? Nothing right on the horizon. We do have Build Day this summer that's out there, and I think that's about all right now due to all the circumstances. I think we're pretty quiet right now. Everybody's keeping their social distance, staying on the ham radio, hopefully. Jason, any updates on who's streaming, questions, or anything else going on there?
Hey, Carlos. Let's see here. No, I don't have any update right now. KM6FAK.
I see a lot of different action going on your streaming
chat.
page
Please try again
there.
later.
And a nice mugshot of me. Thank you. All right, I'm going to circle back. Let me see if there's any other late check-ins real quick before we go back around. Late check-ins, come now. All right, everybody made it. All right, so usually we circle back through the list and let folks update us on what they're doing, what's up, discuss what they want. Fairly short topic. With everything going on tonight, I wanted to open it up a little bit, see how folks are doing with the shelter in place. And mainly, if anybody's out there and needs a hand or needs something, I think our ham community could probably come together and help you out or deliver something if you need it. So while I'm going around, let us know if you need anything, what you've been up to, and how you're doing. I'll start out first on the list with KN6BXX. Michael.
Hey there, Carlos in the group, KN6BXX, Michael from you-know-where, Carmichael. Yeah, no, things been okay for me. I'm a little bit of a cough, me and my wife, but nothing that stands out like coronavirus. still part of the supply chain. Meat and seafood job. Food service is shot down, but retail's picked up a little bit, so I've got a job, and I'm part of the supply chain. So I'm doing okay myself, and of course, ham radio is a great social media tool. Well, I always joke long before MySpace. But anyway, I see you, Jason, too. I've got the volume down on YouTube. I'm seeing you live right now. Doing a good job there, Jason. Thank you. So I do want to promote something that would help our ham community a little bit, be more united. I mentioned you earlier, Carlos, about my North Hills Radio Club tech that we do every Monday night. You want me to go and promote that quickly?
Sure, go ahead. By any chance, are you guys doing any testing?
Yeah, just glad you mentioned that. Yeah, we do different nets throughout the week. Check out kilowatt6indiasierra.org for net schedules. But we do different nets throughout the week, and the one that I think stands out the best for us because we do the same thing as the Elmer or TechNet we do every Monday night on our repeater, again every Monday night. And Greg, KK6WSP is the net controller. Again, KK6WSP Greg is net controller on Monday nights. And also, too, the last Monday of every month, let me break repeater. Again, continuing on here, at the last Monday of every month, which will be March 30th this month, we do the normal check-in, and then usually about 8:30ish or so, we'll QSY to 14652, do a simplex test and see who reaches who, and then we'll QSY back to our repeater and do a little play-by-play analysis using Q ratings. See how far we've heard each other. We'll go from there. And if you guys need information on the settings, I can give you the settings on the repeater right now.
Here. This is WSF via EchoLink, Palm Springs, California.
All right, I heard Palm Springs, California. I'll give you a second to log back in. Sounds like you're on EchoLink. And give me your call sign again. Slow so I can capture that. Alright, maybe we'll catch back up with you later. And Michael, was that it?
If you want me to announce the settings of our repeater, but otherwise you just could look at k6is.org for our repeater settings, K6IS repeaters, unless you want me to put it on the air. It's up to you, Carlos.
Either way, you can give them to us real quick.
Okay, basically, again, k6is.org for net details. Again, Monday night, 8 o'clock, and the simplex test the last Monday. K6IS, we have two repeaters. The main primary repeater is East Folsom, 145.190, negative, PL. 162.2 hertz. We do have a Yolo County repeater. Same setting except PL is 123 even. But usually, if you guys could reach the East repeater, you're better off reaching East repeater. So there you go. And again, look for KK6WSP Greg. He'll be net control, and feel free to join on in, guys. The more the merrier. Back to you, Carlos. Thanks again. KN6BXX73.
All right, thanks, Michael. KM6 SQY, how are you doing?
His radio might be messed up. KM6 TAX.
All right, thanks for that. Tell him to shout at me later if he gets it straightened up. K6 CWS, Cliff.
No traffic for the net. Thanks for doing the net there, Carlos.
Certainly. And KN6 ETB.
No traffic, just enjoying the sweet shelter in place.
Yes, aren't we all? KM6 FAK. You're streaming, but you got anything else for the net?
What was the question again?
Just working the roundtable, seeing if you got anything to update or anything for the net.
Nothing right now. I'll be ready here in a few as we talk about your favorite radios. So stay tuned.
That will be the topic for tonight. Favorite radios, and please have a few pros and cons ready. I got a few guys in the key to start us off, and then we can have a conversation about them, see what we can learn about the different radios that are out there. WG5 EEK, Mike.
Talking about radios now. My favorite radio, WG5 EEK.
Not yet.
No, not yet. We'll cover it in the topic when we swing back around. But what have you been up to? How are you doing with the shelter in place? And does anybody need any help with anything while they're locked down?
Sorry about that. I was monitoring chat and wasn't paying attention to the radio. What a bad ham. We're good for shelter in place. We just got the alert that Solano County is now shelter in place. Napa was earlier today, and a bunch of bay areas where, as you guys already know, and for anybody watching out of the area, yeah, it's a lot of counties here are in shelter in place. But no, we're good. We've got what we need. We can still go to the store and grab stuff. So yeah, we're all set and still working, and so mission essential, etc. So those people that are mission essential are allowed to go to and from work, and so yeah, I'm covered. Back to you, Carlos. WG5 EEK.
All right, thanks. And we'll roll over to Doug, K6 UJH, KI6 UGH.
Yeah, hi Carlos and everyone on the net. This is Doug in Antioch, KI6 UJH. I don't have any traffic for the net. I've just been spending the last couple of days getting stuff squared away at home, and that's been occupying most of my time.
Yeah, and are you doing any online teaching or any of that?
Oh, Roger. Yeah, I've been using Zoom. Zoom is a great program, by the way, and I got an iPad with a Apple Pencil, and so I'm able to give presentations and do board work, and that's worked out pretty good. I'm definitely going to use the technology when we get back into a personal classroom environment, because it's going to help with, when a student's sick, they won't feel pressured to come in. They can just catch the lecture online, watch a video. And likewise, I won't be pressured to come in. I can just do it remotely from home and get over the cold.
Certainly. I was thinking about that the other day. I mean, this is major. It'll be life-changing probably for everybody. But I think we'll see a step change in that. A lot of people working from home, realizing what all we can do from remote locations using these new conference call and video conferencing type tools. And then folks we've always ordered a lot online. I think they're shifting over even more so now, and I don't know, that some of that may be a permanent shift as we move ahead. Just my thoughts. And we're going to go up to Daniel, KF6 Triple H.
Good evening, Carlos and Nat. This is Dan, KF6 Triple H in Woodland. Not doing much anything with this being stuck at home, just studying CW, and trying to get my brain to unscramble all that dits and does and make sense of it. We're pretty good on our supplies, and we're just down the street from the market. Just got to get there when the supplies come in, because they're running out of stuff an hour after they unload it. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, it sounds like the rest of us. Hey, TJ, K7CD. All right, W1FRD, Fred.
Hey, Carlos and the net. Yeah, the shelter in place is, the kids are out of school. My wife, she's a teacher, she's out of school.
They called me at work today and said, get an iPad for my daughter. My son already has one. They're going to do the teaching remotely on the iPad. I got to go to work every day because Costco's an essential business because it has the food and medicine and stuff like that. But otherwise, it's all right.
Absolutely. Keep up the good fight. Keep supplying everybody there. Good to hear you're doing good. Let's see. Who's up next? Albert, KM6ACK.
KM6ACK, this is Daryl in Roseville. Good evening. How's my sound? Is it better?
Yeah, you're much clearer, but you're still pretty quiet.
Yeah, I switched antennas. I'll raise my voice a bit. Just sent my 2MC request across to the Facebook page to join, so hopefully that'll edge us up to 100. I am registered on the website, so there you go. Still at work, it's all good. We sent the people home who are at risk so they can work from home, which is fantastic, good for them. But otherwise, that's about it. So back to you, Carlos. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for checking in, and that's a lot like we're looking at work right now. Probably about half the people there essential to keep the business rolling, and the other half working from home. We're kind of rotating who's where, so we're getting through it. Let's see, Harvey, WB6, WAS.
WB6WYF, Mike, that you're calling?
Yeah, for some reason you're showing up here as Harvey N. Miller, WB6WYS.
Okay, well, it's Whiskey Bravo 6, Whiskey Yankee Foxtrot. And I'm retired, so shelter in place is not too much, but I do distaste for the hoarders out there. Other than that, amateur radio's just been a lot of CW lately. Back to you.
Yeah, I think we had your call sign 1 off, but that's all right. We'll get it straightened out. There it is. And yeah, good to hear you're doing all right. And yeah, I think everybody's a little bit cautious on that militaristic side of this, but I don't know what other path we take through it. KN6DAL, Mr. Nick.
Howdy there, Carlos and the group. Yeah, not too much has really transpired here in the last couple days. They haven't issued any kind of like quarantine or anything. There's a lot of businesses that have voluntarily shut down. Ours is not one of those. We're still going to work. But rising concerns and stuff, and I'm sure that that's all coming down the pipe pretty soon. So we're just kind of waiting in anticipation. Up here, I've got pretty much everything I need to cover me and my family. So, yeah, other than that, just been playing around, learning a little bit about a dongle that I got. Another ham operator sent me a gift package with a little SDR dongle in it, and I've been playing with that. So yeah, that's about it for up north right now.
Great. Thanks for checking in there, Nick, and helping out. Let's go down to Chris, KN6HKM.
Thanks, Carlos. I don't have anything really for this side of the conversation, or I might get a chance to speak later about my favorite radio. I will offer that if there's anybody seriously out there that needs anything, just be it a ride anywhere or help picking something up, getting out of the house, we really are out here. I can say a lot of us hang out on 145.33 W6POU on Mount Diablo, so, later in the week, if you think of something and need help, reach out, and we'll be happy to help. Nothing more for the net.
Thank you for that, and much appreciated, Chris. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We're a tight little community here. Everybody on emergency communications are helpful end of it. So yeah, if somebody needs help, you let us know. We'll figure out a way to get some help to you. Let's see, David, KK6TKS.
Hey, Carlos and the net.
Yeah, I'm just like a lot of people. I started my first day, or well, actually second day of work from home, and telecommuting and having conference calls, and just kind of getting into that vibe. And I'm well supplied and not longing for much, and hope everyone's well and appreciate it.
Yeah, good to hear you doing all right. Nick, W6NIK.
Good evening, everyone. We're making our way here in Hidden Valley. Let's see, today, both Lake County and Napa just decided to have shelter at home. Doesn't really affect me since my job's considered essential, but my wife's been home all week. She's a school teacher, which kind of makes way for my kids to be home, so that helps out. So we're doing all right on that front. Pretty well stocked, except for bread. We have a bread maker. We decided today we should probably get some flour for it. So that's going to be the next adventure for that. Other than that, we're doing good. Hopefully everyone else carries on through it all, and go from there. Thank you. Have a good evening. W6NIK.
Yeah, you have a good evening too. And Dan, KD6DAN. How about Phil, KN6GTT?
Yeah, finally got my in-fed dipole from Palomar Engineering. I'm getting it up. But I was interested in that Yaesu FT-991A, and I was going to ask Jason a question too on it.
Oh, okay. How about we hang on till we swing around to the topic, and we'll have Jason do the pros and cons on the 991. Let's see, what else we got here? Somebody else who's working kind of in the background has skipped right over himself here on the netlogger. Justin, KM6ZTH. You guys don't realize it, but he's in the background logging everybody so that I'm getting call signs right, and I see everybody's name and where you're from, and man, it helps tremendously on this big net nowadays. So thank you, Justin, and how are you doing?
Life is good. I gotta figure out how to mute Jason's feed there. Anyhow, lots of inquiries on telecommuting. I've been doing one day a week for a number of years now, and so this is nothing unusual to me, but getting all my staff and everybody up to speed has been interesting. A lot of government agencies that I work with as well are looking to do their public meetings via Zoom or WebEx or what have you. So we've been doing a lot of integrations with their other systems to try to keep things open. But overall, all is good, and there's been a lot of activity on the radio.
That's cool, that netlogger.
The great thing about it is just about any repeater right now, you go out and make a call, there's a good chance you're getting a call back. So, let alone HF action. So, it's been fun.
Yeah, pretty cool. Everybody's home getting some radio time. Here is the granddaddy of mom, Mr. Mitch, WU1Q.
Wow, I know how to take that introduction, Mr. Carlos. Thank you, sir. Master of Ceremonies, my name is Mitch. My call sign is WU1Q here in the San Francisco Bay Area. Just wanted to mention, let everybody know, it looks like a huge group out there, and I would like to say hi to everybody. Steve Austin, Jeff Jones, holy criminy, Mel Video, Eric Thompson, there's a boatload, Mr. Cantrell, the whole bunch, Mr. Mike Webb, and the list goes on. Anyway, Mr. Carlos, I can't ever remember a time that we stick to ham radio, ham operators have ever been at this point. Sure, we've worked some earthquakes, and we've worked some public service events, bicycle human races, and and all that kind of stuff. But what's kind of interesting is what has enveloped with all of people having these, I forget what orders they're called, signature homes or whatever. I find it really interesting how a huge majority of the ham radio community out here all comes together offering up help, whether it's with their radio. And what I just heard from absolutely doesn't surprise me, but it comes from some people that you don't know, and that's offering help to anybody that may be in need. So for that, it's very, very cool. And I'm liking what I'm hearing tonight, and just want to quickly shout out to Mr. Carlos for doing the net, Mr. Rod, WA6PKJ, for running the 2 Meter Crew website. Obviously, Mr. Jason, KM6FAK, he's doing the YouTube gig. Mr. Mike, WG5EEK, in the background doing some, oh dear God, I'm not sure what exactly he does, but he's kind of like the master between the scenes, switching. Remember the old telephone switch ladies? He's pulling the plugs with his headphones on and making sure everybody's got audio, and oh dear God. Yeah, so anyway, I'll get a little hand out of there. Sorry, guys. And then there's Justin back there logging, making sure everybody's getting remembered, because this group's growing. Okay, I screwed up. This group is growing. Anyway, before I start forgetting what I'm about to say, I'm going to hang it up. I think I've caused enough trouble out here. Just want to mention howdy to everybody out there from wherever the world you're coming from. I'm seeing people from all over the world and people I've never heard, and howdy y'all. And, God, I hope I didn't leave anybody out, Mr. Carlos. As usual, I probably did. Oh, yeah, Nick up there in Everett, Washington. Nick, good job up there, and, man, the whole team, you guys are doing fantastic. And I got nothing else, man, and I can't wait to hear what you guys got next with the next phase of this net. Mr. Carlos, back to you, sir, and thank you for doing such a wonderful net, man. You're attracting a whole lot of people, the whole group. Wonderful to see. Good evening. I'll be in the background, WU1Q in the San Francisco Bay Area.
All right, yeah, thank you, Mitch. And, oh man, Canadian, we got Andrew up at KI5 FME. Are you still sitting by watching us? It's Texas, I believe.
Yeah, Carlos, KI5 FME, we really don't have a whole lot going on. They've, stopped schools up here. Temporarily, there's been, I'd say the most disturbing thing is the amount of people that are coming from, like, larger towns and stuff like that and raiding our stores and things like that. So they've had to put, like, you can only buy X amount of, this product and that kind of thing. But, so it's a little crazy, but we really don't have anything, any confirmed cases locally or anything like that. So, really, for me, it's just business as usual. Back to you.
Good to hear. And, yeah, I was curious about that, how other parts of the country were doing. Because, we're doing fine here, but it's essential work only. A lot of shops are shut down. Everything that's not a gas station or supplying food is, or other essential products kind of shut down. Traffic, of course, traffic's killer around here in San Francisco Bay Area, and it is totally reduced back like when I was a kid, I guess. So it's strange to see, but like Mitch was saying earlier, I guess that's the good thing, is you really see some of those folks in the community stepping forward and seeing where they can help out. So it's always a silver lining, right? But thanks for checking in, and we'll move on to Ted, Mr. Theodore, KM6TAX.
KM6TAX here. Yeah, just holding down the fort. Nothing crazy, really. Yeah, me and my family are, ready for whatever. But, yeah, I don't think anything will hopefully come of any of this. But, yeah, people acting stupid and investors being dumb and many other things that I won't get into. So, anyway, Yeah, everyone have a good one and stay safe. And yeah, that was my brother who came on earlier. His radio was giving him issues. He had to kind of program the Baofeng on the fly. I was surprised he even got it to work, but anywho,
have more
yeah,
faith in your brother.
Stay safe out there. KM6 TAX.
Oh, okay. So that's KM6SQY, your brother there. Good to have him trying to get on the net there, and hey, good old Baofeng, you get it right, it'll work for you. That's what I started on. Joe, you out there? Alright, yeah, it takes a minute to get those things squared away and working right, but good to have you on back there. Let's move on. Let's see. We'll go to Ed in Oregon, KK6RQD.
This is KK6RQD. Good evening, Carlos on the net. I just want to assure you that we have no confirmed cases here in Josephine County, Oregon. And that I notice a lot of the counties in the California, Northern California area are doing the, I hate to say, the lock them in their house concept. Maybe it's a good time to have some of the general class operators start looking at the extra class test. We all know, or I'll reiterate, that June 1st, the new question pool will be released for extra, and so now's your chance to study hard and make that test before the June 1 deadline. That's all I've got. You're doing a good job. Thanks a lot. KK6RQD from Oregon.
Yeah, thank you, Ed. Yeah, I hope they figure out something for the testing, because I've seen a lot of guys posting up that, yeah, it's a good time, I'm home, I'm cramming for the next test, but they're having problems finding somewhere to go take the test. Not supposed to gather in large crowds. Yeah, I don't know, maybe a couple local clubs could get enough BEs together in a big room and by appointment only, one guy come in at a time and test or something, I don't know. Hope they work through something. I know this guy's probably biting at the bit, sitting at home, perfect opportunity to study and test. We'll move on. John, KG6ZBN.
KD6WKY.
Hey, Carlos in the net. This Trailer Park Johnny in Bakersfield, and yeah, I'm just sheltering in place. I'm over 65 in Kern County. They want you staying home, and I'm just building my little onions, and don't even have to go out to ship them out. I'm up to 350 sales on eBay, so they've proven to be wildly popular. So that's all I got. That business is lucrative, and I wish I could visit up there again. I really miss you guys. So back to you, Carlos. Thanks a lot. KG6ZBN.
Yeah, thank you, John. I think I doubled with you a little bit off the start, but good to hear you're doing all right down there. Good old Bakersfield. I got a lot of family down that way, too. And I thought I heard another station in there. I think it was close to KD6WQY. Did you have info?
Pretty close. It's Kilo Delta 6 Whiskey Kilo Yankee. So there you go. I'm a volunteer examiner, and I facilitate an exam twice a year at my office in Fairfield. So we do them locally here. First Saturday in June, first Saturday in December. And I thought the amateur extra question pool expired at the end of June. I know they released the new ones, but you can still take the exam through the month of June before the question pool expires. So you have the entire month of June. That's all I have.
Okay. No, that's good info. And are you guys doing any testing with the shelter in places and everything else going on right now? Do you have any setup to maintain that public space or whatever they call it, personal space, where you're doing the testing now?
Well, we haven't done it yet. I mean, the shelter in place just was done today, and what shelter in place means, according to Solano County, is you can get out to do things, go to work, go to the doctor, go to the store, but then just come back home. I'm not saying you have to hunker down and not go outside to pick up your morning paper or anything like that. But yeah, we'll have to address that when we get closer to our June test date if this thing hasn't subsided. But I'm sure we can make accommodations. There's plenty of room. I do it at my office. I'm the only one around here who does it. So I've always had plenty of space. So I'm sure we'll find a way to make it happen.
No, that sounds great. Give the folks something to look forward to. I appreciate that. All right, let me see where we were. I think we're down to Zach, KM6 UUQ.
Hi, sorry you caught me right in between bites of my dinner. Nothing really for traffic. Still going into work, running low on supplies such as rubber gloves and masks. A lot of that is being diverted to medical sources. I guess that's all I have for traffic. This is KM6UQ, Zach, out of Vacaville.
Yeah, thanks for checking in, Zach. Yeah, people have lost their minds over stuff like that. I was filling up with diesel yesterday morning. Went to grab a hand towel. The whole box is gone. It says a sign there that paper towels by request only. I guess everybody was even still in those towels, so crazy times we're in. There's the 2-meter crew godfather. This is the genesis of the crew. Rodney, WA6PKJ.
Hi, Carlos in the net. I got one thing for kind of public consumption, and that is Safeway is doing something special for senior citizens. They've set up special hours, 6 to 8 in the morning, for senior citizens only, and that allows them to get in there and do their shopping with less exposure to potential infection from the virus. So that's pretty cool for Safeway to be doing that for the seniors, I guess. And on a personal note, haven't been doing too much with ham radio stuff, but I did yesterday get a transfer switch installed on my house for emergency power preparedness. And what a transfer switch allows you to do, in case you're not familiar, is it allows you to feed your whole house wiring with a generator instead of, in case PG&E turns your power off, you can plug your generator into this transfer switch and it feeds your whole house in its normal wiring instead of having to try and run extension cords into your house from your generator and plug it into different things. It allows you to easily power up your whole house. So that's kind of a good deal. And other than that, over here, we've got pretty much plenty of everything in West Sonoma County, except for the two objects that everybody knows about, which is toilet paper and hand cleaner. Otherwise, we got plenty of food over here, and everything else is going pretty well. So that's about it. And I'm not going to be around for the second part about the radio, so I'm going to tell you what my favorite radio is without going into any detail, and that's the Kenwood TS-830 hybrid transceiver from the 80s. Very good radio. Anyway, that's about it, Carlos. Thanks a bunch.
All right, thank you, Rodney. Good to hear you guys are doing okay up that way. Let's see, Brandon, WH6GHN from the Terrible Life on the Hawaiian Islands.
I tell you what, it's been pretty interesting out here. We're teleworking, and they've got some curfews and shutdowns. They just announced that on the island of Kauai, they're going to have a curfew from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. starting Friday. And they've closed the bars and restaurants here. The restaurants are takeout only. And been teleworking. That's been working out. Internet's still staying up, and that's good. But the weather's also been like hurricane out here. We've got a big cone of low out here, and it's just dumping on us. Flash floods and everything. But
that's cool, Tech
all
Bill.
in all, it's been pretty good. Give me some time to sit at the computer and do some coding, as you guys saw, and some other stuff. And then the other thing is, somebody mentioned the SDR dongle. Well, mine came in the mail today. It's the standard RTL SDR, and I'm trying to get it to work on OSX 10 Catalina. So if anybody has experience with that, I would greatly appreciate if you would shoot me an email. I'm on the QRZ page, and call sign WH6GHN. All right, thanks for the net.
Yeah, thank you, Brandon. And that's interesting, a curfew. I guess, you know, as we all know, those virus bugs, they do get out of hand at night. But everybody, WH6GHN, if you have any info on the dongle in Catalina. Moving on, Scott, N6, shaking my head, SMH.
Hey guys, this is Scott, N6SMH here. Yeah, not a lot of ham radio work this week. It's been stressful. Just watching it, making sure the company I am working for is able to keep moving forward and putting workers out in the field and working out of their homes. And our home, I'm in Placer County. We're not quite shelter in place. I don't hear any buzz about that. But anyway, I'm kind of an essential employee, so I'm planning on going to work no matter as long as I possibly can. Kids are at home doing homework. It's been a little bit of a rough start, but we're starting to do better with that. Anyway, so yeah, and I guess we'll talk about favorite radios later on. But I'm liking my FT-100D right about now. It's a great little radio. Anyways, back to you, Carlos. Thanks for hosting the net tonight.
Yeah, certainly. And thanks for checking in there. Let's see, we got Mike, KD6DKW. All right, one more chance for late check-ins before we go on to the topic. Anybody out there for a late check-in?
KN6GYX.
I got KN6GYX. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Eric in Sacramento.
All right, Eric, and I heard somebody else doubled up with you. We'll come back to them. Eric, you got anything for the net tonight?
Just appreciate to listen and learn. Newbie here, just been licensed for about a month and a half now.
Great. You'll find a good mix here. A lot of us newbies and a lot of Elmers giving us a ton of help. So, yeah, good group to hang out with. And there was a double there. Who was doubled up underneath Eric? W0WXL, how you doing tonight? Anything for the net?
Hey, one thing, Carlos, guy by name, I believe Steve, he was looking to check in via DMR, so when you get a chance, maybe we'll leave a break for Steve if he's still out there.
Alright, doubled up there a little bit, but David, yeah, I think I caught most of that. Still working on your projects, and sounds like you're doing alright, hunkering down like the rest of us. Jason, come back again.
Oh yeah, someone in the chat by the name of Steve was looking to check in with a DMR rig, so maybe grab Steve when you have a chance. Cam6FAK.
Yes, sir. Steve, we'll give you time to log in there. Come with your call sign.
Yeah, this is Steve, KE8NKO, November Kilo Oscar in Bay City, Michigan. This is my third or fourth time now checking in on the net. Done a couple times over EchoLink, and this is Place here on DMR. Running a new speaker mic on my TYT UV380, so hopefully it's sounding alright. I got an Anytone 878 coming in the mail hopefully here in the next couple days, so I'm anxious to try that out on the net next week. And everybody's hunking down here in Michigan right now. It hasn't hit too hard here yet. There's a few cases, but nothing crazy yet. Am I making it through?
Yeah, you're making it through real good, Steve. What do your stores look like? Is it the hoarding going on, empty shelves like it is down here?
Yeah, same kind of situation here. A lot of stuff is toilet paper, sanitary wipes, stuff like that. A lot of just, mass overly panic, in my opinion, right now. But I guess we'll see how things maybe clear up. Schools are all shut down for at least a few weeks. It sounds like they're probably going to end up shutting down for the rest of the year here, anyways. But nothing hit too hard here yet. Luckily, just kind of in the bigger cities, Detroit, Grand Rapids, those areas have kind of got their fair share of cases going on. Luckily, I'm up a little bit more north, so haven't had to deal with it too much yet. I want to just give a quick shout out to my buddy Chris, Hand and Blood Leather. He's watching right now. He's getting into radio pretty big, and hopefully be getting his license here pretty quick too, so he can get on these nets. So I'll say 73. I'll connect it back to what I was doing. 73 to KE8 NKO cleared.
All right, sounds good. I just want to make sure I got that. Kilo Echo 8, Michael Kilo Oscar.
Kilo Echo 8, November Kilo Oscar.
That's why it wouldn't come up. All right, thank you, sir. Any other late check-ins?
D6KWV.
Bobby Lee.
D6KWV. How are you doing? Is that a Victor or a B for Baker?
Kilo Delta 6 Kilo Whiskey Victor. What's going on? Carlos and the group. I just stepped in, and before I forget, Dana came what's his first? K6 DTR? I forgot his prefix. Dana wants me to check him in as well, if you don't mind throwing a check in for DTR. He had to turn in early and wasn't able to come out. And it was kind of funny. I was talking to him on the other one, and I said, "Oh my gosh, what time is it?" I looked at the clock. It was 7:45. I'm all, I'm getting closer. I keep telling Jason I'm going to make it. So scooting in by the hair of my chinny chin chin.
Not bad, Bobby.
Well, good to hear your voice. Sorry I didn't recognize the call sign there at first. My head is swimming with so many people checking in. But good to hear from you. Everything going good? Hunkering down? Sheltering in place?
Yeah, Carlos, we're old school preppers over here, so we were already ready before anything hit. And then when it did, we just went shopping for the dogs. That was about it, I thought I would go get an extra thing of bread or toilet paper, but, that was just an afterthought. I've got plenty, so no, we're good. And Mom's 83 years old, so I've been hunkering down for the last 12 months. So people are in their second day not being able to go out. I've been doing this for 12 months, so it's a walk in the park over here.
Yeah, exactly. Luckily, we kind of thought about it earlier, and I was talking to Mama about it, and she got out there and did a little extra shopping, nothing hoarding, just making sure you got your staples on the shelves, and we're doing fine too. Thanks for checking in. Anybody else out there going to check in with us?
6 YKX, late check-in.
Robbie, how are you doing, and anything for the net?
I'm all good. I'm just, been working from home the last couple days. Telecommuting seems to work just okay. And other than that, nothing to report. Just kind of watching events unfold.
Thanks for being on time, Rob.
Yeah, no doubt. It is starting to rain down here pretty good. Down Walnut Creek Way. Does anybody have Dana's call sign? I got the DTR. It's not K6 DTR. What am I missing there? Anybody got that?
Is it Whiskey 6? Is it N6? N6?
Come again. You chopped off.
Yeah, N6 Delta Tango Romeo up there in Roseville. You better make it next time there, Dana.
Perfect. We've got it. November 6th, Delta Tango Romeo.
I think he's in Orangevale.
Well,
I'm sorry, I was on the mic. Who was that checking in?
nice job, Rob.
Sorry, I was just saying Dana's in Orangevale. Yeah, November 6th, Delta Tango Romeo. He's in Orangevale.
Well, not according to QRZ.
Okay, perfect. Yep, got him here.
Good call.
And anybody else checking in?
K6 CVC?
K6. Didn't get the rest of it. How you doing? Come back again one more time if you could.
Kilo 6, Tango Vector Tango.
TVT. Gotcha. How are you doing this evening?
Really good, just listening in here.
All right, well, thank you for checking in. Anybody else? Late check-ins.
Kilo 7 Bravo Lima Alpha, Ben in Stanwood, Washington. In and out. No traffic.
All right, K7 BLA, thanks for checking in. Anybody else? All right, we're going to move over to our topic for this evening. A few guys had expressed interest in this through the week. And so the topic is your favorite radio and pretty much why. What's good about it and what are some of the drawbacks. So those that are out shopping for radios or other can kind of listen in and get some insight. I've got a few folks that I have preloaded here to get the conversation going. I'm going to start with Jason with that FT-991A. Can you give us some insight on that one there, Jason?
Yes. Yes, I can. I'm trying to load up this this page here. 1 second.
Hey, Jace, while you're doing that, I got a quick question.
Yeah, what's going on, Bobby?
I got a newbie totally interested. Do you say he can watch this on YouTube right now?
That's right. You and everyone else talking is on YouTube. So just look for Ham Radio TV. That's the channel. And once you're there, you should see that we're live. So you can jump in. You can even join in the chat. There's some gerbling going on there now.
Cool.
All right, I'm ready.
All right. Always love hearing Mitch in the back. Crack it up. Get him, Mitch. All right, Jason, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, so I picked, of course, the 991A by Yaesu. That is what everyone is looking at during the stream. That's what we're using. And it's been a great radio. I really enjoy the size of it. And I have a picture here. So about 9 inches wide. You know, pretty small. All mode, all band, which is way sweet. So 2 meter single side band, touch screen, and a waterfall. So I mean, it's a fantastic option if you wanna. It's a shack in the box, or if you wanna go out and enjoy the outdoors. Now the screen is smaller, and it's the older style of touch. So that's kind of like a little bit of a con. And then Yaesu loves the RJ45. And it works, but I just don't feel like it's that robust, especially if you're gonna take it out into the wilderness. And I have a picture of the back. You know, USB plugs in, sound card ready, FT8 ready, built-in tuner. So this radio is amazing if that's what you're looking for. So my radio of pick of choice is the FT-991A.
Nice looking radio there. Any downsides to that, Jason?
Well, I would say the screen could be bigger if you wanted to compare it to the 7300 by ICOM. That is a beautiful screen, but you don't have 2 meters or 70 centimeters. But other than that, I don't think you're going to be unhappy with it. It's just a fantastic radio, and the fact that you can play on your repeater or sideband for 2 meters and then just jump on HF is pretty darn cool. And it does work with a Mac. I had to jump through hoops. I was a bit of a Mac user. I can get in touch with you in a bit, Brandon. In my opinion, you're out of luck for the SDR. I tried. But yeah, so let me kick it around to other people.
Yeah, and I'm just watching the chat going by your live stream, and Tom from Beirang, man, checking in. The 897D. That's cool, watching everybody from all around watching the live stream and checking in. Very nice, and thank you, Jason. And it's all a compromise, right? You get a huge screen, and then it's not portable. You get it down portable enough, you got to put up with some small size stuff. Let's move on. Let's see, Doug was going to talk to us a little bit about the KX3. That is KI6UJH.
Yeah, Carlos, I don't know if I'm going to be heard too well. I'm actually mobile right now, but the KX3 is a great radio. It has an excellent receiver. It has excellent filters. The roofing filters are fantastic if you're using CW. You're really able to isolate the signal. And, you know, I guess the drawback is that it's QRP, but I run it with a KXPA 100, so I can get 100 watts. You know, another benefit of the KX3 is that it has native PSK and RTTY. So you can use the keyer that you use for CW, and you get CW, PSK, and RTTY, and it will decode. And so you send with the keyer, and the radio will decode those digital signals for you. So that's really useful. I've used that several times already, park on the air activation. The only other drawback for me is, you know, once you have the KXPA 100, then there's quite a few cables to connect everything together, and you know, it's like a rat's nest of cables. So that's sort of downside to me. But it has great ears, and that more than makes up for the cables. KI6UJH.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, those have always intrigued me, the KX3. It's nice, small, portable. And with you doing POTA, parks on the air all the time, probably perfect little rig for that, huh?
It really is, because I can run it, you know, if I'm going to backpack the equipment in, just running a wire antenna, you know, it has a tuner that will tune a chain link fence. I mean, it's an amazing tuner. Of course, resonant antennas are better, but you can run a wire and a tuner, and you know, run off a 6 amp hour battery about the size of a baseball, weight of a baseball. So it's really good for that. And then if you want more power, you can attach an amp to it. And so it's very modular. And oh, another module is the pan adapter. So that's that waterfall display. You can get that if you want. Just adds more cables.
Yeah, very cool. Any questions on the two radios up so far? Anybody have any questions or need more info?
Yeah, this is KN6 GTT question for Jason on the 991A.
Yeah, go ahead.
You mentioned it has a tuner in it. Do you still need an external tuner with that, or will that tuner just handle just mount any antenna you plug into it?
So right now I've only used the tuner on HF. Not 100% sure if you can do it on 2 meters 70 centimeters, so maybe in the chat can help me out. But on HF, it has 100 watts in this radio. It works fantastic to tune that 100 watts to an antenna. And then if you run an amplifier, which I do in the shack, that is when you'll bring in another tuner, just because how you want to hook that up in series and essentially, tune the antenna before you start putting a bunch of juice on it. But yeah, out of the box, all you're going to really need, whether you want to do somewhat of a random wire or a dipole of some sort.
Hey, yeah, I was talking to somebody in HRO, and they said I needed a tuner with it. So, start out, I'm not going to have an amplifier, so by itself, I need another tuner.
By itself, you're good to go. One thing you can do with a lot of these radios, of course, you can check out YouTube videos and guys talking about it. But a lot of times you can go to the manufacturer's website, look for the manual itself, and download it. Because with that manual on your tablet or computer, that will give you all the specifications. For that matter, you can start becoming familiar with it, get a good idea if it's a good fit, and whether or not it's going to be intuitive to use. And I like to say all the boxes were checked with this radio.
That's good. Thank you for the answer.
All right, anybody else real quick?
Comment real quick, KN60AL.
Go ahead there, Nick.
Just wanted to throw out to the question on the tuner's capability. So most HF radios that have an internal tuner are capable of tuning an impedance mismatch of 3 to 1. I don't know specifically on the 991A if it's better or less, but if you are running like a single dipole that's cut for 80 meters or something, it's all going to be dependent on your antenna, because if you have an antenna that is mismatched on one band at SWR of 2.5 to 1, that radio is going to tune it, no problem. But if you have a mismatch of 40 to 1, then you're going to need an external tuner to match that antenna, because it won't tune anything that far out. But for like a single antenna cut for say 20 meters, anything that you're operating within the 20 meter band, that internal tuner would probably work. But if you're running like one random wire antenna or something like that you're trying to use on multiple different bands, you most likely would need an external tuner.
Yeah, and that's what I've found. Let me see if I have it here. Yeah, I have the Kenwood 480 SAT and just a long wire ladder fed dipole. And yeah, the Kenwood has an internal tuner, and it'll tune if you get fairly close. But yeah, for all the other channels, frequencies, when I get outside of that, I do have a MFJ larger tuner. The small one built internal just won't do it. Let's see, let's move on. Actually, Nick, it's you now. KN6DAL, going to talk about the Yaesu FT-991A.
All right, thanks, Carlos. The radio that I picked, that's my favorite radio that I own, is the FT-8800R. And the reason that I picked that is, one, it's mine, and any radio that you have is a great radio. But there's a couple pros and cons to it. The first pro is that it's very easy to program manually for repeater use. So on the fly, I can find somebody talking, look up that repeater, program it in very quickly with just a couple of quick buttons. The other thing is that it's crossband repeat capable, which I use and I really enjoy. And then it's got quick function keys on the DTMF pad, so I can do quick functions like reverse frequency, change my power output, things like that. There are a couple cons. One is that it doesn't transmit out of band, at least not yet. So it's a pretty simple modification to make it transmit out of band, and for some people that that may not be a con, so I guess it's conditional. But for me, because I like to have the capability of transmitting on whatever frequency I need to in the case of an emergency, I see that as a con compared to some of the even less expensive Chinese models that don't have that feature tied down. And Jason's already got it up on on YouTube how to modify it. So yeah, it is a pretty quick fix for someone that's somewhat handy.
Hey, who's this?
And then also the other con, which I think is more of a consistent con across all of the users with this style radio, the 8800, the 8900, it's not as easily programmable as like a Baofeng on using a computer. You can download an open source software, put in whatever you want, and then load it to the radio. This one you need to have a special software or go through some different steps, and it's a little bit more cumbersome to program it with a computer. But with that being said, I really enjoy the radio. It functions really well. It puts out 50 watts, which is more.
Uh-oh.
You dropped off there, Jason, or I'm sorry,
Jason,
Nick.
what?
Looking at the live feed and thinking Jason. You dropped off there, Nick. You still there?
Yep, where'd you lose me?
Just a second ago. I think we got most of it. You were saying you really liked it, and probably caught most of what you said.
I think you got it all. Yeah, I really enjoy it, and that was about it. But I did have a couple of questions. I'll just throw this out there while I have control of the mic.
No, you don't.
The net logger, I downloaded that, and I wanted to talk to you after the net about kind of how that's utilized and stuff, because I'm watching it being logged, and just had some questions about that. So that's all I have. Thanks, KN60AL.
Look at that.
I'm pretty new to the net logger also. Don kind of set us up with that when our crowd was getting pretty big here, and it really helps me keep track of who's on and names. You know, I kind of like that. So we can set up a net on this, like you can see on the live screen if you're watching that. It's free. Justin usually comes in and opens the net up, and you can see that I'm logged in there. I can barely read it. Whatever I'm under, and then under logger is Justin. And so he punches everything in, and I can see it roll up and keep up. So there's actually a little password. Folks can come in and log yourselves in, so that you know, as we come down, we'll know that your call sign clearly and so forth. There's a little almost instant messenger to leave comments and such on the back page. I'll use that sometimes to send a message to Justin while we're in the middle of the anti-net if we need to work on stuff. But that's what it's about. And the password in here to get in is 2MC, 2 meter crew. So yeah, as we kind of get used to all these tools and the net's getting bigger, it kind of helps us keep control of all of it.
I didn't know it had a chat.
All right, we'll move on to Fred, W1FRD. I was going to talk about the Yaesu FT-817.
Oh boy.
Hello, Carlos and the rest of the net. This is Fred, W1FRD. My FT-817 used to be my dad's. He's a silent key of K6USW. I got it from my brother. It's a QRP kit. Has a bag with all the antennas and a bunch of different verticals for different bands and a tuner, and it's a great little radio. So I said the pluses of that is it's all mode, all bands, and it is super small with a neck strap, and you could work HF on a bicycle if you wanted to. I use that to, so it's small and portable, has battery. The other, trying to think what else I said for pluses, it allows you to play with digital modes, and I'm trying to think what the other plus I said. But it's just been a fun radio. I work satellites with it. I hold a Yagi over my head with 2.5 watts. Work some simplex all the way to Vallejo with Derek. It's just lots of fun. The negatives is it's just QRP. It's just 5 watts. And another negative that people say is it's just a menu system to activate stuff. But once you start using the radio, that's not too bad. You know where things are and how to get to it. So it's just a lot of fun to play with.
Yeah, in your notes, you said all bands, all modes, portable battery, good for learning, experimenting, digital modes, cons, QRP limited to 5 watts. All right, thank you, Fred. Let's see who else was going to chime in here. Was Mike, WG5EEK. Going to talk about a BTEC 6x2 DMR.
WG5EEK here. Yes, so my favorite radio that I have, and it's only because I don't have my general license, is the BTEC 6x2. It's a DMR radio. It does 2 meters, 70 centimeter. And some of the reasons I like it is, you know, just the cons with, or the pros with DMR is you can get into around the world pretty easily through a hotspot or your local DMR repeater, which is really interesting for, you know, someone who doesn't really have a lot of HF privileges, and so I like that. It has storage for like 4,000, you know, channels and a bunch of different zones that you can set up. So if you're traveling, you can pre-program everything in. You don't have to worry about stopping and pre-programming in another set. You just change your zone and you're ready to go. And it holds up to 2,000 or 200,000 DMR contacts. And what that means is whenever someone's talking on DMR, you get to see their name, their call sign, location. And some of the other radios that are DMR capable, they don't have that much storage. You know, they'll cut off, so you kind of have to pick and choose. But with this, you have all that. And one of the good things about this radio is it basically is an Anytone 878. The only thing it doesn't really have is the Bluetooth, and I don't think all of them have the Bluetooth anyway. They just updated the firmware to add all the features that the 878 has, plus a little couple tweaks for scanning and everything else. So I would say overall it's a slightly better radio than the 878, and I got it when it was first out for $170, I believe, and I believe now it's a little bit over 200. So I kind of got in early with that older firmware, and they updated it, and it kind of maxed it out. So let me drop. Right, so for the cons, the things that I don't like about it, it doesn't really have the greatest front end. It's better than a Baofeng. It works pretty good. It still gets kind of desensed if you're too close to another transmitting station, but it does fare much better than a $22 Baofeng. The other things that I don't like is sometimes there's little glitches with the firmware, like you'll be keying and you're thinking you're on, one VFO, and like A or B, but you're transmitting on the other. So you got to kind of look at your screen to make sure you're on the right one. And then sometimes the buttons, when you push them, they'll activate another feature, and it doesn't happen very often. It's kind of random, and if you just turn it off and on, it fixes itself. So they know about it, some bugs that they're working out, and they promised. I've submitted bugs, and they've said, yeah, we know, we're working on it. So I have faith that they'll fix it eventually. But it's a good radio. I like it. It's got a bit long, a long battery life. It comes with 2 batteries, so you can swap it out, and they charge in a charger, so you don't have to have the radio in to charge it. So the BTEC DMR 6x2, I like it. Back to you, Carlos. WG5EEK.
Yeah, thank you much. Any questions on the last, or comments for the last couple radios?
Whoa! Holy smokes.
Alright, Chris was gonna, let's see, KN6 HKM, and gonna talk to us a little bit about the ICOM 9700.
Thank you very much. Hand blade
Carlos.
leather.
Yeah, I'm bucking the trend a little bit. Looking at grabbing the 9700 instead of the 991A. It's a 3-band, 100 watts on 2 meters, 75 watts on 70 centimeters, 10 watts on 23 centimeters. I don't know how much of that 23 centimeters I'm going to be playing around with. We'll see. You know, one of the things that attracted me to this radio was I like the idea of having it sitting next to my next purchase will be a 7300. They're kind of twins, and I'll have that chance to work both radios alongside each other. I like that, kind of like the multitask. The waterfall is absolutely amazing. Just adds a whole new eye-opening experience to the radio. You know, a lot of room for me to grow with single sideband, satellite, digital modes. So this isn't a radio I'm going to outgrow anytime soon. And one kind of piece of food for thought for new guys that are buying radios. I know a lot of people lean towards, you know, going with a vintage radio, maybe getting it at a good price, and I'm not knocking that route. And one thing to consider is these new radios that are software defined. You know, the abilities the manufacturers have to update them over time with firmware, add features, make them, you know, do new things. Really makes them, I don't want to say future-proof, but darn close to it. So, yeah, new ham here, and with a beautiful radio I'm enjoying. I think the other thing I did, I put a Diamond X510 antenna on here, which is also a huge upgrade for me in my shack, and loving every minute of it. Good radio.
Yeah, that's that monster diamond antenna, about 17 feet tall.
What is happening?
I've seen Ted the Taxman. He put that one up, and he's damn near a repeater himself out here in the Middle Concord. Nice setup. I think that's all the guys I had pre-logged for radios. So, any questions for Chris on the ICOM?
I did want to show this. The back.
All right. Anybody else have a favorite radio they want to give us pros and cons on?
Question?
Yeah, question. Go ahead.
This is back to KN60AO with the radio that you and Jason have. It's might be down the road there. We've got some budgetary things I got to prioritize right now, but for any kind of radio like that, I'm looking at practically an EdFed antenna, random, probably like an L setup in my rooftop. I won't go any further detail, but with something like that, probably better requiring a external tuner, even automatic tuner or a manual tuner to supplement the radio. Like I said, I'm looking for pretty much a random length EdFed with a good, whatever you want to call those things. Just asking about that. Something down the road. KN60XX. Thanks.
Well.
Any InFed info or tips out there?
I'll jump in real quick. So if you build your antenna, you can definitely get it as close to resonant as possible, especially using a 4-to-1 or a 9-to-1, just depending on what bands you're trying to hit. And you can get it close enough to where, let's say, if you have the 7300 or the 991A, or I'm sure there's a couple other radios out there. I think Kenwood has a radio with a built-in tuner. And if you just plan to run the stock watts in the box and do a good job making your antenna, or buy a store-bought, yeah, I think that could be all you need. Who else out there?
86WKY.
Go ahead.
I would recommend either if you have an antenna analyzer, or maybe a friend who has an antenna analyzer, once you put your antenna up, take some readings on that diagnostic tool before you go out and spend a lot of money on an external tuner. That'll give you an idea if you can make the antenna work before you spend the money.
Yep, good tip. And Michael, I'm sure somebody may have one you could borrow or drop by to tune you up.
Finn Carlos, yeah, it'd be down the road there. Right now, my main thing is
get an external vertical for my current 2 meter setup here, but that's down the road. But that's my visioning. I got power lines on 2 sides of my property. I want to kind of keep it minimal. Not stealth. I don't have HOA, so that's a relief there. But I'm trying to make it maybe random. I'm probably going to end up being maybe like an L shape from my one end to a roof to a L off at another mast, and then tie off of my apricot tree in the backyard. I'm looking at maybe 80 feet randomly. That's where I'm coming from with the idea of a external tuner requirement. Anyway, thanks again, guys. We'll look at down the road. Can 6BXX. Great job, Carlos and Jason. Take care.
Yep, sounds good. And it looks like the guys on the live stream chat are saying, yep, throw that wire up there, put a Unun on it, and you should be fine. Any other folks want to share some radio info out there? Any other favorite radios?
Yeah, KM6 is ETH.
Justin, go ahead.
Yeah, I've got, going with the premise of radios we own, I enjoy my ICOM 7100. Love the fact that it's mobile. I actually like the head unit in the way that it fits in my truck, and that the mic attaches to it, and it's got the speaker built into it. So it's a nice little head, and it's easy to use menus and touch screen. It's not too cumbersome to get through things. Very easy to program repeaters and frequencies into, and it's essentially all band, all modes. But one of the things I dislike about it is, well, the head. It's a big, bulky head, so it's hard if you needed to mount it on the dash somehow. It's kind of cumbersome. Wish it had dual VFOs, even if it was just for listening, let alone cross-band repeat. But I think it's a great little radio.
Yeah, I think there's a handful of folks out here in the 2 meter crew that are running that 7100. That's a good deal. Anybody else got a radio they want to share?
Hey, G6 is ABN. Johnny here in Bakersfield. I've got an old school Yaesu FT-990, and it's 25 years old, but it's like new. I've got the desk mic for it, the attending speaker, and yeah, it's a wonderful radio for being pre-menu driven. Everything's laid out real nice, and yeah, it's just a great old school radio that's probably a flagship in its day, but it still works. It was very well taken care of, and I got a smoking good deal on it, so I couldn't pass it up. So yeah, I also got a 7600. It's my trailer park radio, but yeah, that's all I got. No negatives on any of them. 86 ZBN, back to you.
All right.
Yeah, W6CRP. I keep forgetting to ID myself there. Hopefully you don't come away and take me to FCC jail. Yeah, one day I hope to have a big HF unit here at the Home Shack. I do like my Kenwood 480 SAT, but I'd like to have something, a classic in here, all knobs, no push buttons kind of thing. Anybody else want to share a radio, talk about it? All right, any questions on the radios, or any other questions or comments before we kind of wrap up the anti-net here?
Quick question.
Certainly, go ahead.
Hey, Carlos, it's Bobby. You know, I heard when I tuned in earlier that there was a gentleman talking about some nets. I mean, I'm not nets, I'm sorry. Some tests. It sounded like right in the beginning of June he was talking about doing something up in Fairfield. Are there any, like what he's speaking of? I know we're hearing about cancellations and things. I'm trying to get my friend geared up to get his license. He's tuned in on YouTube listening right now. What's going on, Eric? And Just want to get things together. I know Mitch was talking about potentially putting a crew together of VECs, you know, and I'm thinking if you need 3 VECs, that leaves room for maybe 6 or 7 people that might be able to take a test. That would cover the 10 people in one room, 6 feet per person distance. I think we could do this.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. If we could get a few VEC volunteers and a location. I mean, heck, if you didn't, you know, you wanted to maintain that space, you could do it by appointment. Have a few folks, 3 or 4 show up, test, get up and leave, and the next crew come in and do it. It'd be pretty nice outreach, I think, right now, because I've seen a lot of posts out there for folks that want to test. And yeah, the other VEC was KD6WQY, talking about, I guess it was there in June, and doing at his offices. KD6WQY, you still on?
Yeah, this is Jerry, KD6WKY, Whiskey Kilo Yankee. We'll make a decision by May 1st on whether or not we're still going to have the exam on the first Saturday of June, but I'm encouraged by that. I'm sure we'll be okay. And just so you know, the VEC is the Volunteer Examiner Coordinator. Her name is Maria. She is at the ARRL back in Newington, Connecticut. I'm a VE, and so I facilitate the exam at my office. I'm a volunteer examiner facilitator, maybe, what you want to call it. I don't know what it is. We just signed VE on the Certificate of Successful Completion of Examination. So anyway, it's I'm sure there'll be some folks out there that will need the exam, and so we're going to do whatever we can to assist, you know, within reason. I'm sure everything will be fine by the first part of June. So study hard. If you're working for an amateur extra exam, that's a no-joke exam. You really want to be ready for it.
Agreed.
So look it up on the ARRL website under exams, and you'll be able to search all kinds of things there. But we're plugged in there for Saturday, June 6th in Fairfield. So go look it up. KD6WKY. It's sponsored by the Solano Amateur Radio Club. I'm the president and trustee of that call sign. So anyway, check it out. That's what's going on. KD6WKY.
Just messing with this new tool I got. It's so cool.
Hey, perfect, and thanks for all the info there, Jerry, and thanks for being the VE and putting all that together. Much appreciated. All right, any other comments or questions here?
So where is it?
Okay, we kind of had 2 folks going on there. Comment, go ahead.
Yeah, KN60AL again. I just wanted to throw out there that Bobby Lee, you made us hit 40 people that checked into the Antinet tonight. So that's awesome. That's a huge crowd, and it's exciting to see the group grow as large as it has. And I hope that everybody that's on takes the opportunity to tell people about what they heard and how much fun they had. And hats off to you, Jason. There's a lot of people to say thanks to, but the YouTube is amazing to watch. He's really put a lot of work into it. So for those of you that are just listening and want to maybe jump on and look at the live feed at some point, you can do that at the next Antinet. He's got a lot of awesome information. I'm sitting here, you know, watching my sound peaks on like I don't even know how he does this. It's just it's some kind of witchcraft he's got going on here. So thanks to everybody that's played a role. KN60AL.
6BQX.
DQX, go ahead.
Where in Fairfield is that going to be held? I just sort of turned on the radio and just caught the last bit of it.
Jerry, you got that one?
Yeah, this is Jerry, KD6WKY. It'll be at my office in Fairfield on Webster Street. You can go to the ARRL site, click on exams, and type in Fairfield or the zip code 94533, and it's right there, all the details. Or if you want to send me an email at my call sign, KD6WKY at ARRL.net, I'll give it to you in an email if that's helpful for you. I want to add one more thing. We've had a couple of our volunteer examiners become silent keys over the last year, so
I know,
I'm
it's
looking
been
for
a
somebody
terrible
who
year.
wants to be a VE. Maybe they're already a VE, or maybe they're thinking about becoming a VE, to add to our team. We are if you want to be a VE and be on a team that gives exams a couple of times a year and not just say you're a VE, I'd be interested to talk to you. So KD6WKY at ARRL.net, and if you're not a VE, I'll tell you how to get that done. General class or amateur extra class is what's required. Okay, back to you.
Thank you, Jerry. And like always, we found out with the 2 meter crew, seems to be catching on and being active because people participate. Get out there and help each other learn, get rigs set up, and here's another opportunity. You can be a VE and help those guys that want to get into ham radio or progress on up to the next couple steps, the general or the extra. So yeah, if you're interested in that at all, it's a really good way to get back to the ham community. Jerry, thank you very much for all that.
3:45. All right, man. Good night, Stephen.
Anybody else comments or questions before we close up here? Okay, that was a little bit noisy, but come again.
A late check-in.
Certainly. Go ahead. What's your call sign?
AR0 EFR, Kilo Romeo 0, Echo Foxtrot Romeo.
KR0 EFR. Welcome, and thanks for checking in. Got anything you want to share with the net tonight?
No, not really. I was just talking to guys over on the Mount Diablo side about SDRs and stuff like that. Just trying to get more things out of it.
All right, well, good deal. We hold the anti-net every Wednesday at 7 right here. Try to give out helpful info and just check in and see what's going on in the ham world, so join us anytime. Anybody else checking in or late comments?
RDX.
RDX, come again.
Kilo Golf 6 Charlie X-Ray India. Over, Chris in Grass Valley.
Chris, come one more time. KG6 and give me the last 3.
Charlie X-Ray India.
KG6, CXI. Welcome aboard, and anything share with the net tonight?
I'm slowly waking up, so I don't really have my wits about me. Not really quite off the top of my head.
Good morning.
I spent some time on CW, and I believe a station in Japan, a couple of stations in Japan heard me, but not absolutely certain. Haven't really tried to find an address to write them. Well, I did try to find something. I don't know if it's an address or not. I don't suppose anybody's familiar with contacting, by mail, somebody in Japan.
Any folks have any ideas or help out there for Chris?
QRZ comes to mind. Any info there?
Yes, I'm here, over. Kilo Golf 6, Charlie X-Ray India.
Yeah, so your question was you're looking for some mailing address. Does QRZ have it?
I found some site that was not QRZ but like QRZ, and there were pictures of the antennas, and apparently the operator is a member of a big gun club, you know. I think they referenced
Who isn't?
the antennas.
Ham radio.
There were several Yagis. There were some numbers available, but I didn't know quite how to read it as, you know, I wasn't familiar with it as an address. And I don't know what Japan has. You know, we have the FCC, and I think Europe has some kind of postal union, but I don't really know quite what Japan has, if it's kind of a similar ARRL for Japan, and I think Britain has what, the British Royal Society.
What's his call?
I don't know how to say it, but but yeah, I did find a site or two like that. I just can't really recognize the numbers as meaning anything. Kilo Golf 6, Charlie X-Ray India, over.
All right, well, with a call sign, you know, there's QTH, there's QRZ, Logbook of the World, a lot of ways out there. So yeah, if you got that call sign, you just get on a couple of those databases. And I know a lot of the Japanese stations, they're in there. They're really into it. You know, it's a big popular hobby over there.
All right, Christian, thanks for checking in. And anybody else for late check-ins or comments?
Right, and there were more there, along with Australia. I didn't want to interrupt, so I didn't. But anyway, okay, I'll just keep searching around for other sites. It was surprising how clear they were for that short period of time. It was really nice. So I keyed in hello in Japanese. That was about the extent of it. Still don't know how to pronounce it. Kanochi-ora or something. No offense to those who know Japanese. Kilo Golf 6, Charlie X-Ray India, out.
All right, thanks, Christian. That sounds good. Yeah, nice.
What happened here?
That, long-distance contact. Any other comments or questions?
It's pronounced Konnichiwa, WB6WYS.
All right, I heard a pronunciation there. And then I heard somebody in the background, another station checking in. Come again one more time.
N6 RDX EchoLink. Via EchoLink.
Whoa, we had two.
I got N6 RDX via EchoLink. And somebody else underneath you, I'll come back to that. N6 RDX. How are you doing tonight? Anything for the net?
Yeah, hi Carlos, N6RDX, Ned in Carson City. I just wanted to check in, but I've got a quick question. I was on a Fusion net over here, and I was wondering, have you guys got Fusion over there, over?
Hey Mike, can you help us out with that one, Mr. Geek?
Can try. WG5EEK.
Yeah, hi. I was just wondering, have you got a Fusion room over there that maybe I can connect into with this with the group? You know, when it goes on this live, over.
Mike, where are you?
I know he's working on some other stuff, but I'm not sure about Fusion. Mike, are you still there?
call sign that I'm showing connected by EchoLink is Kilo Bravo 2 India Oscar Foxtrot. And everyone else is coming in through a node, so it could have been a node. And then I just don't know. So if someone else was tripling, doubling, trying to single, come on back.
Dog 6 Baker Queen X-ray, you need to talk to Kevin, president of the Vacaville, and I forget who the other one is there, but they have a fusion net that comes up every Tuesday after the normal VEC net or VVRC net.
I also can add to that. And Cam6FAK. Yeah, so we do have a fusion repeater box. It's low level, 30 or 40 feet up, sitting in Fairfield. It is not tied to this machine, the main Whiskey 6 VVR machine. So, short answer, no. We don't have a way for you to connect in through Fusion yet. Right now, we do have EchoLink, AllStar, and DMR, but stay tuned. We're pretty busy this way.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm involved with the cars group here, Carson City, K5DLS over here. I was just curious to see if I can get in over there fusion-wise also. Okay, you guys have a good night. Thank you for letting me check in, and we'll talk to you next week. N6RDX, Carson City.
Yeah, Ned, thank you for checking in. And yeah, these guys over at the Vaca Valley Radio Club have been busy really trying to set this repeater up to accommodate everybody. You're doing a great job. We appreciate it, you guys. There was somebody else, I think, under N6RDX on EchoLink. Come again.
Yeah, this is Kilowatt Bravo 2 India Oscar Foxtrot. The name is Jerry, and I'm located in Tomball, Texas. It's a northwest suburb of Houston.
Well, hey, thank you for checking in, KB2 IBF. And all the way from Texas. It's late there. What are you up to? Anything for the net?
Not anything specific. I've been listening for the past hour or so on YouTube, and I just figured I would switch over to EchoLink and check in. I'm not sure if you had the call sign correct. It was Kilowatt Bravo 2 India Oscar Foxtrot. 73 everyone, and have a good night.
Yeah, I did have it wrong, but I got it now. Thank you. India Oscar Foxtrot. Thank you for checking in. Anybody else before we sign out here?
Yeah, this is KE8NKO on EchoLink. I was on DMR earlier, but I figured I'd just hop on again and say hi on EchoLink. So, good on net tonight.
Hello, hello.
Really enjoy you guys, and I'll say 73, KE8NKO.
I was trying to see if I could hear myself in the echo.
KE8NKO, yeah, thank you for checking in. All right, well, that was a good net, man. What did we end up? 43 check-ins. A lot of activity. Great job by all the support. Justin in the background with NetLogger keeping us going. And Jason live streaming. Mike on all of our
like a monkey
alternate modes to check in. Rodney on our WebLink website. Derek, who's not here, keeping our Facebook going.
Derek.
Nick, our northern
the
brother.
Heck, donkey.
Reestablishing 2-meter crew up north. But a lot of fun and a lot of good info. I thank you guys. So take care. A lot of us sheltering in place. Reach out if you need something. We'll figure out a way to get you a hand or what you need. But everybody have
something
a good
happened
evening.
with the audio.
And we will talk to you guys later. I'll be closing out the 2-meter crew anti-net. And again, thank you to the W6 BVR repeater and the folks that own it and the club. This is W6CRP shutting down the anti-net.
All right. All right, very good, everyone. That was good. That was a lot of fun. Thank you, everyone, for joining in, chatting along. Thank you for the super chat. That was pretty unexpected and awesome. If you had fun, enjoy it. Drop a like. Hit that like button. It's kind of fun to see how many times that goes up. I don't know. I'm trying to make it interesting. Let me know if any of the boxes are too small, or you want to see something bigger or different, or I don't know. I'm open to whatever. I apologize for any technical questions that slipped through in the chat. It's just hard. There's a lot of stuff going on. You know, whether myself or someone else, if you could hit us up on like QRZ and email those questions to us, we'll try to get back to you. But yeah, thank you, Chris. Yeah, great to have everyone in there. And let's see what do they say on the repeater.
Over the hump tomorrow in the morning during daylight.
Ah, they're just talking about what's happening tomorrow. Yeah, thank you, Carlos. And so, yeah, with that, boy, it's been 2 hours. I'm surprised my lovely wife is not looking for me yet, but we'll go up there and rub the shoulders or something, right? They always like that. All right, everyone. Well, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next Wednesday. This is Jason, Cam6FAK 73.